I'm Mickey Burke, and welcome to the Vision High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Ford, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us for the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at Section 5 sports in Monroe County, and we begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3, we have the Victor girls tennis team, which upset Webster Schrader in the Class AA sectional finals. Yes, we're crowning sectional champs already. Ayla Karabigovic won at first singles. Other sectional titles were claimed by Brighton and Pittsburgh Mendon in tennis. At number 2, the Pittsburgh golf team, girls golf team, won its 14th straight county crown. Courtney Walker won the Tournament of Champions title. The Panthers qualified 6 for sectionals. And at number 1, Webster girls soccer. Schrader and Thomas have combined so far this year to go 19-3-6. They tied in their first head-to-head meeting. Thomas hosts Schrader in the regular season finale. Which brings us to Fairport. Cheerleading has largely supplanted gymnastics for the athletes who are particularly flexible. There are still a few schools that offer gymnastics, however, as Brian Mazgorowski reports in Fairport Flies High.
Not much time remains in the gymnastics season, with only a couple weeks left until the sectional championships. For the girls from Fairport, it's been so far so good.
It's been pretty well. My vault's a lot better than last year. And our whole team's doing pretty well.
Second place at their first meet, but then we've won since then. Each meet we've consistently gone up in our team score, so we're hoping for the best.
Fairport is one of only 6 schools that field the gymnastics team. The sport isn't just small in terms of the number of teams competing, though. The teams themselves often have a much smaller roster than teams in other sports. Fairport isn't any different.
The first year that I did it in 2009, we had 15, and every year it's gone down a little bit. But this year I finally have a group 6 all-around girls who are very well trained. So
their small roster features a few girls who have yet to even walk the halls of Fairport High, including Catherine Murphy, an 8th grader who just happens to be one of the best gymnasts in the section.
Well, I moved up from Connecticut and I wanted to do a sport, and I found gymnastics in like a rec tumbling place. So I started, and then I fell in love with it.
You might think younger athletes means inexperienced, but in gymnastics, that's not always the case.
Gymnastics is an interesting sport because the best kids are usually the 7th and 8th graders, the middle school kids, just because they start so young. And it also helps transition them into high school because they're working with kids who are high school kids.
Having a small team makes that transition even easier. Do you like that in the sport, having a smaller team?
Yeah, because you get to know everybody real well, and it's just fun. Because we've really been able to bond and get to know each other, so then we want to hit the routines so the team can win for each other.
I've loved all the kids that I've coached, but I love the small group. It's easier to get everyone together to do extra things, and easier just to be able to bond, and it's nice for them to all be able to compete all around every meet that we do.
No matter how young the team, Fairport's goal remains the same. The Section 5 championships are the first day of November, and the Red Raiders will be there with the same goal as everyone else.
How do you expect this team to grow over this season?
We have a lot of potential, and I expect us to be able to win.
Thank you, Brian. good to see Brian Mazurowski back in the fold. Coming up, our Vision Making the Grade nominee with Kim, and next, the HFL soccer family prepares to add a member.
Hi, I'm Elise Manzi.
Hi, I'm Raina Mandera.
And you're watching Vision's High School Sports Beat.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Time now for our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3, we have Frank Celeberto of the Churchill Chili boys soccer team. Frank had 4 goals in 3 more wins for the 12-1-1 Saints. Celeberto makes a fine compliment for the county's leading scorer, Lucas Fernandez. They have combined for 25 goals this season. At number 2, the great Louisa Shermer of the Pittsford Sutherland volleyball team notched her 2,000th career kill. The Knights are 12-0. And at number 1, Keely Samsonik and Molly Case of the Brighton field hockey team. They have combined for 25 goals and rank 1st and 3rd in the section. The Barons are undefeated. Which brings us to Honeoye Falls, where the undefeated Cougars girls soccer team prepares to add an honorary member in a story we call the Cougars Plus One. Soccer at HFL is just one big happy family. The boys are coached by Mike Merrill. The girls, practicing down at the other end of the field, are coached by his wife, Chrissy Merrill. Mike, you're being out-coached by your wife. How's it feel?
Absolutely being out-coached. I've known that for years, but anytime they're successful, I'm pretty happy for the girls there.
What's it like to have Mike on the field beside you?
It's, we've done this for 8 years where we both have coached side by side the same school. It definitely makes it interesting. We know what we're both going through, and we can, kind of come home and share stories, whether it's the good or the bad. And we also just, we enjoy working with the kids out here, which has been great all these years.
Come on, Brian. Come on, Brian. Right there.
They met as classmates at SUNY Geneseo. They each played soccer. And come later this week, this big, happy soccer family will get even bigger. By 1, the Merrills are having a baby, their 3rd child. Now how is this? Is this a challenge for you at all physically?
No, not at all. I'm obviously, a little busy. I teach at the middle school here at HFL, and I also happen to be slightly pregnant and having a baby in the very near future, but that's just kind of added to the excitement of this fall.
There are no definitive studies on the matter, so the Cougars girls team is conducting some potentially groundbreaking research here. Is a 9-month pregnant coach a better coach? We'll let the results speak for themselves here.
Okay, so you have all the way from the 25 up to about the midline. 4 passes, you can then attack, but you have to attack by playing.
HFL hasn't won a soccer title in the section in 23 years, but 14 games into this season, the Cougars are 14-0, including 2 victories over arch nemesis Pittsford Mendon.
No, I don't think anybody goes into it wanting or needing or expecting to be undefeated. I think this has just been kind of a pleasant surprise for us, just being able to compete with every game that we're in, and we've on some maybe come up, on the lucky side and pulled out a win when we've had some really close games that could go either way. So I think it's exciting and it's a nice accomplishment, but that's not really our end goal at the end of the year.
Then there's that other thing. Do you know the coach is pregnant?
Yes.
Yeah. Is this kind of a cool thing, like sharing and all of that with her?
Yeah, it's actually very exciting. We're all getting her a gift together, and we're just so excited for her. And it's sad that she's gonna miss our senior night, but it's really exciting for her.
I think, I try to be smart about it. I'm not in the drills, and obviously I try to stay, in position to keep myself safe. But, I have some great assistants that help me out, and the girls are obviously really good about it as well. So I'm just glad that I'm able to be here and still be a part of it at this point.
Whenever she'll go and run for a ball, and I'll be like, Meryl, no, stop running! You have the baby! And it's so nice.
Does she stop?
Nope, she just keeps going. She's very active, but it's very exciting.
The Merrills, meanwhile, are doing what they love, succeeding at what they do, and appreciative of the hand life has dealt them.
We're very, very lucky, very blessed. We do have a lot going on professionally and also personally with our family, so we're just trying to take it in and enjoy it, because you kind of get caught up in the day-to-day and the schedule and all the craziness of it. We try to sit back and just realize how great it's been and really enjoy it as much as we possibly can.
And That's got to be the coolest thing that you both get to coach here, too.
Oh, it's awesome. Couldn't ask for anything better. It's dream come true in terms of we're doing what we love to do and we're doing it together. So.
Ready? Leave it.
We will update you on the newborn, sex and name to be determined in next week's Sports Beat. Coming up, and when we return, Kim Burnson joins us with our Making the Grade nominee, and later on, a Penfield Volleyball Festival in our Selena and Barnes All-Sports High School Game of the Week.
Hi, this is Lindsay Barden, and you're watching Vision's High School Sports Beat.
Welcome back to Vision Automotive High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. Making the Grade is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, proud to be Rochester's #1 selling automotive group. This week we honor Mo Elhue of Penfield High School for making the grade. Mo is a senior Model UN participant and member of Penfield's Rolling Thunder robotics team. He works with his team in various competitions where he constructs and engineers robots that participate in games such as soccer and ultimate frisbee.
Out of the box comes 22-28. We had a chance to talk to the team, and they said that their robot can do everything that this game calls for.
It's through his work with Rolling Thunder that Mo gives back to his community. He's worked with organizations that help distribute all the extra medical supplies in the U.S. to third world countries. Mo also regularly volunteers his time at his local food shelf distributor, where they fill baskets to deliver to needy families. And during the holidays, he runs a toy drive through Toys for Tots. Mo hopes to attend WPI next fall, where he will focus on robotics engineering. Nominated by Eric Brewer, Mo Elhue is making the grade. If you have an idea for our Making the Grade segment, a team or individuals making contributions off the playing field, you can contact us at info@classywolf.com. I'm Kim Burnson, and here's Bill with our Sports Beat Plays of the Week.
Here are our top 5 high school football plays of the week, presented by Varsity Media. This first one shot by Harry Gibbs. And just so you know that we've got all the bases covered. This is from a freshman game, McQuaid and East, and this is McQuaid's Tarnu G. Starts far side, comes back towards us, and finishes up the far side on a 74-yard touchdown run. Not too shabby. McQuaid a winner in this game, 28-14. I think the Knights varsity could use him now. At number 4, we have Eastridge at HFL moving right to left as Eastridge, but not for long, as HFL's Evan Quackenbush, a defensive end, tips the ball to himself. Carries it in for a 42-yard pick-6 touchdown. At number 3, double wing always seems to produce a highlight or two for us. Trent Engelmoff makes this one look easy as he goes 93 yards for the touchdown run. He had 167 total yards in this game and scored 3 touchdowns. Spencerport defeated Penfield. At number 2, we have East receiving a punt from Franklin. This is Justin Noy. Takes it on a hop. Goes 75 yards back the other way with it. Noy also had a 45-yard punt return and for good measure threw a 75-yard touchdown pass. East wins its second straight league title. And in our number 1 position, it's Canandaigua playing against Brighton. And off the bad snap, sophomore quarterback Mitch Schaefer still finds Jamin Ransom 55 yards for a touchdown pass, just like they draw it up. Next up, our Selena and Barnes All-Sports High School Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Brayton Brusha, and you're watching the Vision High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by Selena and Barnes. Car accident? Don't wait. Call 888-8888. Call Selena and Barnes today. Welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. This portion of the Sports Beat is brought to you by Selena and Barnes, your personal injury attorneys. Here in Rochester, we have great soccer, golf, lacrosse, and swimming teams, just to name a few. But in New York State, nobody does it better than we do on the volleyball court. Boys or girls, it doesn't matter. We were at a boys' tournament in Penfield for our Selena and Barnes All-Sport High School Game of the Week. 21 teams, 13 of them representing Section 5, jammed Penfield High School for a Columbus Day celebration. Among them, traditional powers like McQuaid, which by beating previously unbeaten Fairport Saturday, extended its 3-year home court winning streak, and teams like Irondequoit, which live just outside the circle of greatness. The Eagles beat another one of those teams, Brockport, in pool play. Single games of 25, 25-21.
We played really well. We started out really well. We passed really well. I was really happy with what we did.
I think it's great for kids to get an opportunity to play. It's fun to see a whole lot of different teams. The format here is great. They get to play against at least 8 or 9 different teams, which is a great opportunity to see a lot of the talent around the area, and it's great to see teams from other areas come in too.
The best teams in Section 5 are among the best in the state. Boys volleyball, while a bit underappreciated perhaps, is extremely strong in Rochester.
I mean, you got at least 10 coaches in Section 5 that I think are the top 10 coaches in the state. I do think also that helps out is having 2 boys clubs, having Victor Volleyball Club and Pace Bootlegger, 2 of the most successful clubs on the East Coast at this point. And I think that helps out with the Rochester region. I mean, you get the Syracuse teams, they don't have a boys club. You get Buffalo's got a boys club, but they don't get the numbers like Rochester does. Rochester's always been a hot spot, and I think it's to the coaches. I mean, it's to the coaches, you know, from high schools into the 2 decent clubs that are in our area.
Victor and Fairport are 2 of those teams. They met in a pool play match. The Blue Devils owned the early edge in this one. Adam Duke setting up Colin Mahan for the kill. That was a recurring theme early, with Victor pulling out to a 14-6 lead.
We were just passing well and we were putting balls down, so it was good to do it against such a good blocks like Fairport.
They're playing such dynamic volleyball at that point. What do you do to put the brakes on it?
Well, if they get a run, I really try to bring my team in and we talk about what we're doing wrong. We try to pick ourselves up a little bit. Usually if we're down a couple points, it's usually because our energy level is down, so we really got to try to bring each other up and focus on the little things to get us back in it.
Mitch Kennedy, the son of Webster Schrader coach Greg Kennedy, earned a measure of revenge with a block of Mahan at the net for a Fairport point. The Raiders are back within 4 at 16-12.
It felt great. I think we needed it, considering we were down 5 at one point, so it was kind of a game changer.
The teams played some spectacular volleyball down the stretch, with Victor hanging on to an increasingly small lead. The Devils were ahead 23-20 and 24-23, but couldn't put Fairport away.
The passing broke down and we started not making plays that we should, not talking, and it just went out the door.
The Raiders got their first lead of the match at 25-24 and then put it away at the net on a play by junior Jamie Walmering. 26-24 was the final. Fairport pulled it out.
What's the feeling when you guys are like when it's 23-23, 24-24, and then you've got a chance?
Every point is just, you got to play like it's your last point, because some of the times it is your last point, but it's just really exciting just to know that you can put your team ahead and maybe get the win.
When you come into an event like this, what's your objective?
I try to make sure everyone on my roster gets time on the court, and we just try to be one good cohesive unit, and it gives us a chance to kind of rest starters and keep everyone fresh throughout the day. And then when the playoffs hit, we put our best 7 on the court and make a run for it.
Victor wound up the overall winner, playing through powerful Penfield in the semifinals and then beating Canisius in the championship game. Thanks to our Sports Beat sponsorship partners, Rosalino and Stephen Barnes, your personal injury attorneys, and the 9 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.